watching the AI report right here on News 9, and a big story that made waves on social media this entire week was the fact that Elon Musk's AI tool Grok will now finally no longer be able to edit photos of real people to show them in revealing clothing in jurisdictions where it is illegal after, remember, the widespread concern over sexualized AI deepfakes. Now, this is what a new announcement on X reads. The company says that it has implemented technological measures to prevent the Grok account from allowing the editing of images of real people in revealing clothing. Now, the UK government said it was a vindication for it calling on X to control Grok, while regulator Ofcom says it was a welcome development, but added its investigation into whether the platform had broken UK laws remains ongoing. Remember, it's not just the UK, even India had raised serious objections and had sent a notice to X, headed by Elon Musk, to ensure that Grok is not used for generating sexually explicit AI images. Now, campaigners and victims say the change has come too late to undo the harm it has already caused. So, a lot going on in the world of deep fakes, and a lot going on in the world of how deep fakes are used to generate sexually explicit images, especially of women. Now, X's change was, remember, announced hours after California's top prosecutor said that the state was probing the spread of sexualized AI deepfakes, including of children generated by the AI model. So let's try and put all of this into perspective. And joining me this morning is my colleague and executive editor of News9, Amit Ranjan Kumar, who is here with us. Amit, thank you so much for your time. A lot happened. In fact, we saw pretty much, all of the last maybe 3 weeks or so that anytime anybody would be able to upload an image on X and ask Grok, by tagging Grok, to either undress that image or to add bikinis to that image. And mind you, that wasn't just limited to women or children. Of course, that was the biggest concern. But even leaders like Elon Musk himself seen sporting bikinis, even Donald Trump seen sporting bikinis, and this had to end somewhere. In your opinion, do you think this has finally ended, or do you think there are going to be, given the fact that Grok has been able to demonstrate how easily something like this can be done in the world of deepfakes, do you think this could potentially now give rise to other platforms and similar deepfakes could continue to get generated?
See, Kartik, thank you, Kartik, again. Deepfakes can be created on any platform, not just Grok. So you can do it on ChatGPT, you can do it on Midjourney, you can do. The idea is when you put that on X is where the problem begins. So because Grok and X, I believe, is owned by the same person.
Yeah.
That's where the jurisdiction has to come into play,
right.
Because people who are using X have a direct access to Grok.
Right.
So they are creating an image on Grok, and that gets posted onto X. And that is where the problem happens, because then you are maligning the personality of whichever person that you're using. It is a big industry, creating deepfakes. Once you put it on the social media is where the problem is happening. And that, I believe, it is an embargo because X is the most used social media, but there are others. Absolutely.
So what we're trying to say is that perhaps this would not come as a definitive end to deepfakes, but there are restrictions on potentially, one of the biggest platforms, which of late has been responsible through its Grok, the XAI, the Grok engine and the Grok chatbot for releasing and immediately posting those sexually explicit images. Well, okay, so we are far from solving the deepfake problem, but Amit, the question really is more around regulation. Now, at the end of the day, there was a conversation once upon a time that how much regulation is too much regulation and how much regulation is too little regulation to balance innovation from social harm. Now, where things stand right now at the start of 2026, do you think there is a need for a worldwide regulation to come into effect where one is able to very clearly prevent AI engines of all sorts to create content which is against the overall interest of its global users?
Two parts to this. Initially, even Elon Musk, being the maverick that he is, had defended this, saying that it will curb free speech. Now, how far does free speech go is a matter of where you are standing. Elon Musk stands somewhere else, everybody else stands somewhere else. So initially he had defended it. Now there are embargoes and guardrails even on X. So you can do certain things unless you subscribe to certain packages and all that,
Right.
or you take a higher package, all those things. So those guardrails have been put on place. Now, if you are saying the whole world, there is this VPN which people go to
The virtual
when there is
private
an embargo.
network. Right.
Nobody in Pakistan can see content in India. Everybody in Pakistan is seeing it via VPN.
Right.
Okay, so how can you embargo VPN? If you can do that, and right now UK has done it, certain states in America have done it. So even in America, it's not a blanket ban.
Right.
Every state has its own. The whole world coming together, maybe under the UN or whatever, that's a different story. But then there are rogue nations also. And why would everybody not be tempted to comply? It's a big industry. Whether it is, let's face it, whether it is Meta, whether it is Google, they are feeding off that industry, which is pretty primal to human needs, if I may say so. They are feeding into that. Putting it on social media is a different story, but it is a very, very big industry with a lot of money put into it.
Right. So, of course, a lot of money going into it, and of course, the fact that the industry per se is a large industry and catering, like you just heard from Amit, catering to the very basic needs of human beings. Well, with that, we will pretty much come to an end of this edition of the AI Report. And thank you so much for watching. I will also take the opportunity to thank my friend, colleague, and obviously the executive editor of the show, Amit Ranjan, for being here with us today.